welcome back to another episode of the Noah Ryan Show, the weekly recap you didn't know you needed. This week we have a catch-up video in this video, so we have 2 videos for the price of 1. So I think I have 10, maybe 12 videos for you guys. I'm pretty excited for you to see them. As always, if you're new to the channel, hi, my name is Noah. Feel free to subscribe and like this video and turn on post notifications so you'll never miss another amazing video just like this one. As always, enjoy.
Welcome back to another edition of the Preschool Apprentice, okay? Today, the teacher told us all about yellow jackets, okay? And quite frankly, I'm so confused because they just look like bees, okay? And they're not wearing tiny jackets, okay? They said they're called yellow jackets, and quite frankly, I didn't see any zippers or any buttons or anything. There were no jackets, so I don't know why they're called yellow jackets. They should just be called tiny bees, okay? Because the bumblebee, you know, I don't even know why they call it bumble, okay? It doesn't bumble, it buzzes. They should call it the buzzy bee, okay? The busy buzzy bee, because then you could be a busy buzzy bee. That's a tongue twister. Say that 2 times fast. Busy buzzy bee, busy buzzy bee. But they don't call it the busy buzzy bee. They call it a bumblebee, okay? And they should call it a little bee, okay? A tiny bee, a baby bee, maybe, okay? A preschool bee. But not a yellow jacket, because there's no jackets. There's no little bees wearing jackets. I was all excited. I thought there was going to be a little bee wearing a jacket and, like me, have a jacket. But no jackets, just a little bee, okay?
Well, you know, quite frankly, and I know a lot of Franks, I sound like a minion. That's a mini cat.
Yep.
A mini cat, okay, they're tiny, they're called tiny kitties, okay? Tiny kitties. I'm going to do Ben Shapiro. The fact of the matter is, there's a lot of things going on.
Welcome back to another edition of the Preschool Apprentice, okay? Today, it was a sad day, mucho sado, okay? Because Elon Musk, elongated musket, okay, he came over and he said, "Excuse me, Donnie, but I've got to tell you, we are done working on our tower, okay? We're no longer going to be tower buddies, okay? I'm going to go and build cars, okay? And you are going to be by yourself." And I said, "Excuse me, why are you leaving? We've done such great work." And he said, "Because, Donald, my work here is done." Okay, he said it just like that. And I said, "Well, it's not done because you could still do it." And he said, "Donald, you'll be fine." So now I am all alone, okay? I am lonely. I'm Mr. Lonely. I have nobody to build blocks with me. Lonely. I'm Mr. Lonely. Irregardless, regurgitative, I'm so alone. Welcome back to another edition of the Preschool Apprentice, okay? Today it was National Egg Day, okay? E-G-G-G-G-G, okay? Quite frankly, I think there's a lot of G's. I don't really know how many G's, okay, because I can't count, okay? I can't count and I can't spell because I'm in preschool, okay? We are just learning our shapes, okay? And so far, I know that there is a circle and an Ovaltine, okay? I love chocolate milk, quite frankly. How can I forget the Ovaltine? Okay, we love shapes. Shapes. The egg is an Ovaltine, okay? Ovaltine, actually, I'm quite confused because, you know, something is oval, you know, Ovaltine. Teen is milk, okay? If something is Ovaltine, oval meaning chocolate, so it might be a chocolate circle. So, you know, if you crack open an egg, it might have chocolate inside, quite frankly, because it's an oval, okay? But then I don't know why they don't call it an oval egg. You know, they don't do that, but, you know, quite frankly, irregardless, regurgitative. I know I'm making a lot of sense, but today was Egg Day, okay? And somebody said, "Donald, would you like your eggs scrambled or fried?" Okay? And quite frankly, I didn't want anything scrambled, okay? Scrabambled is such a great word, scrabamble. They said, "You want it scrabambled?" And I said, "No, I'll take it fried." Okay, I love fried food.
I want to let you know, I'm doing the soup and salad. And I'll be eating all the soup. I know you heard me say, I'll be eating soup. But what I said was, I'm eating all of it. I don't care how many bowls it takes. I know you got an end to your endless soup, and I'm gonna find that end. Trust me. I've closed down 3 other Olive Gardens. I got
Welcome
this.
back to another edition of the Preschool Apprentice, okay? Today, I learned that hamburgers are not made out of ham. Okay? They are, in fact, made out of cow, okay? So I don't know why we call them hamburgers. They should be called cow burgers, okay? Or moo-moo burgers. I like the word moo-moo, okay? Moo, moo, moo. Moo burger. Okay, I think that would be fantastic because that would be great. That's what the cow says. It says moo, okay? But it's not made out of ham. And then there's the hot dog, okay? And they're not made out of dog. What are they made out of? Ham, okay? Maybe it should be called a hot ham, okay? I think it should be called a hot ham, okay? A hot ham or a ham. Maybe that should be the hamburger, quite frankly. What is a burger? Okay, is it meat between 2 buns? Because hot dogs have the meat between 2 buns. So what's to say that's not a hamburger? Or a hot ham. I like the hot ham. Hot ham. You know when they say you've got the hot hand? I think you've got the hot ham. It means you've got a lot of hot dogs and people want them, okay? But, yeah, I think moo-moo burgers and hot ham would be a lot better, okay? Moo-moo burgers and hot ham. We love it, okay?
Hey there, my name is Barb. I'm going to be your stylist for today. Now, I got some bad news and I got some worse news. Which would you like to hear first? The bad news? Okay, well, the bad news is the earth is getting too damn hot. And the worst news? Oh, well, the worst news is you're not. Now, let's fix this makeup.
Oh dear. And welcome back to another episode of Reading with Robin. Today, I've got Dracula. Never mind, it sucks. I've also got Les Mis, which translated to English means miserable, so don't read it. And finally, Shakespeare for every day. You know, it was Shakespeare who said, I am woman. Actually, I don't know if Shakespeare said that. Let's see what Shakespeare did say. Olivia said, where is your parentage? Actually, no, I can't read. It said, what is your parentage? Shakespeare's too hard. Shall we move on to something else? How about Peter Pan? It's a personal favorite of mine. Can you guess why? But what would life be like without Hook?
All right, I got beef. Because if you turn on the radio, right, you'll hear 96.5 The Lake. We play all the hits. No, you don't, Josh. You don't play all the hits. Because if you played all the hits, we wouldn't need any other radio stations. What you play are 5 hits 100 times a day. That's what you play. They're like, up next, we know you heard her last song, but we got another banger from Sabrina Carpenter, and guess what? It's the same song we just played. You'll listen to a radio station, and you'll hear Benson Boone, and then in 5 minutes, top of the hour, dude, Benson Boone again! This is why the radio died. This is why streaming took over.